South Louisiana, Katherine Terrell, who's been up in the Midwest. Is it the Midwest? We do need a little clarification here, Kat. Is Cincinnati, is that deemed the Midwest?
I think it is.
Yeah?
I think Ohio is the Midwest.
There you go.
That's what I've heard, anyway.
Happy to be back. First thing you got when you got home?
I went to Juan's Flying Burrito last night. That's about it. I need to hit all the stops this week, but I didn't really have time yesterday. But I went to Juan's, got a burrito, got a margarita. That's pretty much all I need in life, you know?
Welcome home.
So when did you get home officially?
Sometime around 2 p.m. yesterday, so I have not been back for long. I'm sleeping on an air mattress. I'm living that no furniture life right now.
Wait, Kat, so give the people a backstory a little bit. LSU, was it straight to the Saints, into the Bengals? Like catch people up to where you've been now that you are returning to cover the Saints for The Athletic.
Okay, I guess condensed backstory. I went to LSU, worked for the Daily Reveille. I covered LSU as an intern for the Times-Picayune, and then I worked for them full-time after I graduated, initially covering the fairgrounds and being a backup on the Saints, and then full-time Saints from 2013 to 16. Then I went to ESPN to cover the Bengals for the last 3 years. And now I'm back covering the Saints full-time again, so I'm really excited to be back home.
Yeah, look, and I know the Saints press room is happy to have you back. It's always better when you're there. But I remember back in 2016 when you were leaving, Kat, I was like, oh, man, you're going to actually get to go cover a playoff team. Like, it's going to be awesome. Cincinnati's so good. You're now kind of looking like a bit of a Jonah here, Kat. I mean, right, you brought down the Saints the years you're here. You completely ruined the Bengals. I mean, what the hell is going on in Cincinnati? And now you're coming back. Why? What are you planning on doing differently to not curse the Saints this time around?
Well, it's a funny story. Well, one, I'm not a curse. Just let me throw that out there for the 100th time. But there was one day during a Marvin Lewis press conference, he looks around and he goes, yeah, we used to be good and go to the playoffs, and something changed. Everything in this room is the same except one person.
Wow.
Wait, what? Marvin Lewis actually addressed it during a press conference?
Yes, he blamed me.
Oh, man, that's awkward.
That is taken. I know it was funny, but it's taken on a life of its own. I just want to say I covered the Saints in 2013 when they were good.
Okay.
Hopefully I'm not a curse. I don't know. I make no promises.
Then the wheels fell off.
Well, and so the funny part is, Kat, you are set up for failure, though, because they're coming from such a high place, right? It's always more likely you're not going to make it back to the NFC Championship than you are, and, well, that will directly correlate with your arrival, so I hope you're happy.
I mean, can you imagine if I had been there through the last playoff losses, people would have run me out of town.
That is also fair.
I was not physically in the state, so it cannot be blamed on me. But I'll do my best not to curse the team, I promise.
So Katherine Terrell's back in South Louisiana. You can hit her on Twitter at @Kat_Terrell. She's now working for The Athletic. NOLA, as we said, The Athletic is really beefing up their coverage, man, as they're putting together a stable of writers, especially down in South Louisiana. So you mentioned you get back in 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. They have the workout last night in Tulane. How different does the team look, I guess, since the first time you see them yesterday from the last time you saw them a couple of years back? I mean, is there a thing from the franchise that looks overriding different?
I actually did not go to practice yesterday. So my first practice is today. But I have obviously watched them from afar, and, I mean, I think that it's a ready-made team poised to go back to the playoffs. Honestly, I think anything less than a Super Bowl is going to be disappointing for people. It's largely the same team it was last year, and you looking at it, you see no reason they shouldn't be just as good, but you know how this goes from year to year. Teams surprise you in weird ways. I thought in 2014 they were going to be just as good as 13, but that team had a lot of internal fighting and things like that, and as long as this team sticks together and breathes, lasts the whole season, which I think everyone thinks he will. I think there was some question about the end of the season. I mean, they should make a run for it again.
And so, Kat, you love the Ponies. You know the NFL as well as anyone. I mean, don't forget she was not only – so first she was covering the Saints. Then when she was covering the Bengals, it was for ESPN as one of their – I mean, I think it's just 32 beat writers. they get for each team. But you're also an LSU grad. Have you been looking at the Tigers from afar? How do you feel about LSU's team this year?
Of course I have. I'm going to actually get to go to some games this year, which is exciting. Usually I make about one game a year. I think everyone also thinks they're going to have a good year, and I think as we know, they finally have a quarterback that they've been largely missing for most of the last, decade with some exceptions. Yeah. I think they're going to have obviously they have a few key losses, but they should have another great defense, and if Burrow takes a step forward, I'm really excited about where they can go. I think we've all just been waiting for LSU to actually produce a quarterback. It's mind-boggling for those who follow the team that's been such a question, but I think that they have the pieces in place as well, and I'm hopeful, more hopeful than I was last year to start the season, and they surprised me, so we'll see.
Oh, yeah, Kat, sounds like you were on the anti-O train. Get on it, okay? It's a very Ogeron-friendly show here. So you've been all over the country at this point, and like we said, covering multiple NFL teams. I'm just kind of curious, how does because the relationship between the Saints and the community, it's so strong, right? It's it's intrinsic to the city. Is that like that elsewhere? Was it like that in Cincinnati? How did the two kind of compare?
I would say Bengals fans and Saints fans are probably complete opposite. Cincinnati has largely disappointed them, so they haven't won a playoff game since the 1990 season.
Ooh,
so
Jesus.
Bengals fans don't like their team right now at all, and Saints fans love their team. So I would get people coming up to me in a bar and saying, "Well, you're not hard enough on the Bengals because they do this and this and this and this wrong." But Saints fans would never do that. Saints fans would actually say, people are too negative about the Saints. Yeah. So it's totally different. It just goes to show you how every city is so different with how they view their team. Now, Cincinnati, people that live in Cincinnati, I think have a lot more respect for the Reds. I think they see them as trying to win more than they see the Bengals as trying to win. So it's been definitely unique seeing these two opposite fan bases and just how they interact with their teams.
The Reds manager, David Bell, I thought was the winner of last weekend's brawl. I mean, just the way that that was
great.
That was
the best.
We watched amazing.
It. There's a sports bar right outside Great American Ballpark. I think of it as walk-ons, basically.
Yeah.
And we were outside on the porch watching that happen, and everyone in the bar is just cheering on the TV. It was one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time. I still can't believe that happened.
It was amazing.
Yeah,
it is amazing. We were talking about it Friday morning or Wednesday morning with Durbin a little bit on just how crazy that scene was to see Garrett going into the dugout by himself. You ever get down to the bottom of the Who Dey chant, or them just ripping that off from the Saints?
I've basically just ignored any question about Who Dey or Who Dat and where it came from or who had it first. I honestly can't remember at this point. I think it was the Saints, but I just don't want to get involved in that controversy.
Did you ever?
It's never gonna end.
What about the Skyline Chili controversy? Did you ever land anywhere on that?
I'm pro Skyline.
Okay.
Skyline is good.
All right. I've never had it.
Pro Skyline, and I got Luke Johnson to eat it too when the Saints were visiting or were playing. So Luke is also pro Skyline, so it's not just me. So.
It's good to have you back home.
Brody Miller likes Skyline.
Yeah, Brody Miller. Brody Miller's he's a Northeast guy though.
Really?
Yeah, he's from New Jersey.
Are we sure that's in the Northeast?
I think we can confirm that. Kat, it's good to have you back home. Looking forward to talking to the Saints with you through the season.
Yeah, I would definitely be looking forward to that, and I'm happy to be back. So I haven't had my coffee yet this morning, but should be a great season.
Yeah.
There she is, Kat Terrell checking in from New Orleans back down in South Louisiana as she'll be covering the Saints alongside a couple of really talented writers for The Athletic as she was brought aboard this season and back down home here in New Orleans.